Red Mountain number 3, just outside of Silverton, Colorado, along the $1 Million Highway, draws a ton of comparisons to the Rainbow Mountain in Peru. Stay tuned to the end of the video and watch the mountaintop views to draw your own conclusions. Red Mountain number 3 is yet another hike close to the Silverton area, right off of the $1 Million Highway. And since we've referenced the $1 Million Highway 3 times now, we're going to go ahead and show you some video of our travels down the $1 Million Highway. There are 3 theories as to why the $1 Million Highway got its name. The first one is that maybe it cost about $1 million per mile to make. Another one is that the road was filled with the gold and silver that has been mined in the local area. And the third one, and probably the reason, is that the $1 Million Highway gives you $1 million views, and you can tell that. The road is quite beautiful. It's one of the more scenic drives we've ever taken, but as you can see right here, it's not for the faint of heart. There are very little guardrails, and drop-offs are right beside you. In some places, it's a little bit, can be unnerving as well. This mountain coming into view right now, that mountain peak, is Red Mountain number 3. And as we were driving into Silverton, as we are right now, we had our doubts as to whether we would make it up there. And as we were driving home, taking a peek at it, it was unbelievable that we actually were just there probably 20 minutes earlier. The day we drove the $1 Million Highway, it was a rainy and cool day, which afforded us the opportunity to see some wildlife on our journey to Silverton, Colorado. Some stats for the hike. It took us about 4.8 miles, 4.9 miles round trip. We did park only about a third of the way up the road to get to the trailhead, or the place where you have to stop, and it is only hikers only. We were loaded down with all of our luggage and equipment and everything, and the road is extremely steep, and we just didn't feel like going much further. We probably could have, and in retrospect, we wish we would have, because that road is really, really steep, and it's a hard starter for your hike, and it's bad on the knees for the end of your hike, but it's only about 0.7 miles to the actual trailhead itself. It took us about 3.5 hours to do. The elevation was 1,700 feet, and just like the other 2, the elevation was extreme, especially towards the end, and you're going to see some video of us navigating this towards the top, the elevation, and just the idea of being almost 13,000 feet above sea level for our Indiana lungs. It was a very, very tough hike. I usually don't like to put raw audio on the video that makes it sound like I'm carrying one of those moose up the hill that you saw a moment ago, but I wasn't really sure that the video would do justice as to the elevation or the steep incline. I'm not sure we've ever had a quarter-mile stretch that had an incline much like the end of this particular hike right before you get to the peak. The views at the top are 360 type views. It's like nothing else that we've seen. It certainly was not like the other 2 hikes that we saw in regards to color and even 360 degree views of really the entire area, whether it be the mountain peaks around Silverton, or the $1 Million Highway, or looking north back towards Ouray. The peaks, the views from the peak cannot be matched. The hike to Red Mountain is not as long as the hike to Ice Lake and Island Lake or the hike to Columbine Lake as we did, but it still packs a pretty physical punch. So if you're up for the hike and you catch it on a nice sunny day, you might get the impression that you have reached the Rainbow Mountains of Peru.